All right. Now, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Kevin Hart, Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, Drew Barrymore, Candace Cameron, Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis, Danny Masterson, Amy Schumer. I mean, there's a number of them that backlash jumps from one celebrity to another. What seems to be every week, or at this point, close to, dang near every day. Now, who is it? Well-renowned pop star Taylor Swift. Now, as I said earlier in a post, when I saw that the backlash first hit her, I was thinking like, okay, what does she do? Then I saw that the backlash was primarily coming from Republicans and conservative figures. So what did that tell me? That told me, oh, she must have did something good, or she must have did something that was right. And as it turns out, and there's not enough sources to really emphasize on this story because I've been Google searching, I've been looking through. So far, the only person that ran the story that I know of is Mike Figueredo, who runs the Humanist Report. Kudos to him for that. But as it turns out, conservatives and Republicans are extremely ticked off that Taylor Swift energized people, especially younger people, to vote. She got younger people registered to vote. Yeah, how dare she? How dare she do such a crooked, vile thing? How dare you use freedom of speech? Yeah, Republicans are saying, how dare she use the thing that we claim to embrace that the other party's against? So she put this on her Instagram earlier. She said, "Are you registered to vote yet? I've been so lucky to see so many of you guys at my U.S. shows recently. I've heard you raise your voices, and I know how powerful they are. Make sure you're ready to use them in our elections this year. Register to vote in less than 2 minutes at vote.org/NVRD. Now, it took me a while to get this story together because when I first saw it, I was cracking up laughing at it for the longest time. Now I've gotten myself together. I hope so. And let me just share with you a few things. So Vote.org had tweeted, "Look what Taylor Swift made us do. During the day on NVRD, we saw a 1,200% jump in participation the hour after Taylor Swift posted. She truly made the whole place shimmer. It's hashtag Taylor Swift, hashtag get out the vote." Now, here's where it gets better. Here's where it gets even better. Let me move it to about right here. And there's a guy by the name of Sean Davis, who's a conservative Republican. He's the head of the Federalist Society. And according to Federalist.com, he said in response to her, "Taylor Swift is dumb and her music sucks." That's the part that I was cracking up about. Because it's like, so using your influence to get more and more undecided and unregistered people to go register to vote. One, what does that got to do with her music? What's her music got to do with that? And underneath it, he says, "Taylor Swift's popularity is a sign of societal decline." Well, you know what? Here's what I say. I'm trying to think of where to start with this one because there is something that I really, really want to throw in this video. I was going to save it for another one. I'm going to throw that in, but let me start by saying this. If you think she's so dumb and you think her music sucks, which, by the way, this is somebody who's produced over 14 albums and is on all these tours and making all this money and has a net worth right now of approximately $740 million. So, yeah, I guess she's doing nothing right at all. But besides that, if she's so dumb and she sucks, why don't you have something? Why don't you and your party have something that can override that, to overcome that? Now, I'll tell you why they're pissed about this is because everybody knows that she, like a lot of other Hollywood celebrities, she's a Democrat who supported the likes of Obama, Hillary, Biden, and she knows that most of her fans are more than likely Democrat leaning, so they're going to register to vote. They're going to vote Democrat, which people like Sean Davis and other conservatives are scared about. Well, you know what you can do? You can go talk to a lot of undecided voters and ask them what they want and then try to deliver on that. Unfortunately, you come from a political party that just has no tendency to do that. Oh, look at her out there. She's getting people registered to vote. What are we going to do about it? Nothing. We're just going to get mad at her and attack her music and just attack her intellect. Let's just insult her intelligence. By the way, before I continue with this right here, there is something I have to remind you of. I feel like this isn't being talked about enough. And the thing that frustrates me is even a lot of Democrats aren't talking about this enough. I feel like I'm the only one who's brought this out. When I go on radio shows and I call into talk shows and I talk to Democrats about these things, I'm the only one that keeps saying this. First of all, people like Taylor Swift and Oprah Winfrey and Kevin Bacon and Kira Sedgwick and Miley Cyrus and all these other pro-democratic celebrities, these people aren't the reason why Republicans are failing right now. You want to know the two people that are most responsible for the fall, or I should say the falling of the Republican Party? Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump. Why do I say this? Because Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump in 2022 said that they wanted the Republicans to run a policy-free campaign. Mitch McConnell told the Republican Party, don't talk about policy, just go out there and just run and just hope the people vote for you. Now, the sad part is some of those people still got elected or reelected, but most of them didn't. And what did Trump tell his people and his endorsed candidates? All you got to do is talk about how Biden stole the election from me and just say that I'm president and say that Biden's not president and say I'm the real winner and Biden and the Democrats cheated and people like Pelosi and the Clintons and the Obamas, they were in on it. So just talk about that. Trump endorsed about 100 candidates across the country in 2022. And guess how many of them ended up winning? Outside of the ones that were already in office, 2. When I tell you I don't exaggerate that, I'm not mocking, I'm not attacking, I'm not making fun, even though I do enjoy it because I think it's humorous. Only 2 people won. And those 2 people were J.D. Vance in Ohio when he ran against Tim Ryan. And then there was the lady who beat out Liz Cheney in Wyoming. I can't think of her name off the top of my head right now. I probably should have searched that one before I did this video. And of course, the people that were already in office that were MAGA people, you know, Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Greene, Lauren Boebert, Josh Hawley. I mean, of course, they got reelected. I mean, they were there because, I mean, when you're an incumbent, you do have an advantage, regardless of which political party you're in. That goes for Democrats and Republicans. So, I mean, yeah, that part, that's that. It is what it is. But the reason why Republicans are upset about this and the reason, because they know that the more people turn out to vote, especially more younger people, Democrats are more likely to win because a lot of Republicans, especially the old school Republicans that have been around for decades, like McConnell and Chuck Grassley and, you know, Lindsey Graham and Rick Scott and people like that, Mitt Romney, they just hope that they're going to get those same voters that they've been getting for the past 30, 40, 50 years, old school voters who are in their 50s and older that's going to keep voting for them. They can't attract newer, younger people because they don't have anything for them. Now, you can argue that the Democrats' policies are insufficient or sometimes they don't fully deliver and some stuff is half-assed or whatever, but at least most Democrats try. That's why we passed the American Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Act, the PACT Act, the COVID relief package, the capped insulin at $35 a month. At least we did stuff, all those things of which every Republican voted against, by the way, just letting you know that. So you guys don't have a message or a platform, and here you are attacking on a pop star who's not even a politician, by the way, who's probably not going to run for political office anytime soon. Now, let me get to this right here. Let me go to, this is hilarious. I actually put this in a, is that 340 right here. And so somebody by the name of Mary Angela Perna had tweeted in response to Sean Davis, "I'm so sorry that this happened to you, LMAO." So basically what she's saying is, I'm so sorry that your butt hurt over Taylor Swift using her influence to energize people to go vote, because that's what you should do, number one. And to go to another point I want to throw this into is that I know people always talk about they're tired of celebrities being involved in politics. I don't see it as too much of a bad thing per se. So, and this is the pro and con to it. So this is where people are going to get biased, including myself. If the celebrity is a Democrat and they energize people to go vote, of course, Democrats are going to be happy. Republicans are going to be upset. But if the celebrity is a Republican, like I don't know, like a Mark Wahlberg or somebody who's like close to like Mel Gibson, your Stallone, Schwarzeneggers, people like that who are Republicans, and they encourage more people to get out to vote, they're going to more likely vote Republican. Of course, Republicans will be happy about that. Democrats will be upset about that. Well, here's what I say to the Democrats is that I don't totally fault this, because these people are rich and famous for a reason. They have what comes with that is impact, influence, power, leverage, and they can influence tons of people at one particular time that we can't. Okay, do you know how much I struggled trying to even get 1 or 2 or 3 people registered to vote from 2018, 2020, and 2022? You know how much of a struggle that was? Do you know what Taylor Swift did in 2018? She got 65,000 young people registered to vote in one day. In one day, 65,000 people. And I'm willing to bet that at least 90% of them, even if I were to lower that number, say 80 to 85% of them voted Democrat, the rest of them probably voted Republican or voted third party, or, or maybe some, who knows, do a write-in. I think this is helpful. This works. I say so. I thank people like Taylor Swift. I thank people like Miley Cyrus and Kevin Bacon and Kira Sedgwick and Oprah Winfrey and plenty of people who got out there and promoted Democratic figures and encouraged to get out the vote. I think that's a good thing. Now, there's one person here with a profile that says, "It's Biden and Harris 2024. Deal with it." That's great. Let me fast forward to 403. One person on here named Tommy said, "Ugly MFers can't relate to Taylor. It's okay, dude. Stick to Oliver Anthony. He's more your speed." Tough. That's a rough one right there. This is insane. They have nothing better to do than... One person named Jerry Meyer, who shared the article from Federalist Society from Sean Davis, he said, "A more unintelligent person you'll not find. If she leads prepubescent young girls deeper into ignorance, that is on the parents. The parents who are Swifties should not be issued any government documents higher than fishing licenses." Yeah, because that's going to help turn people out to vote. I'm telling you, Republicans have no plan. Why don't you all just give up and just go home and just stop? This is going nowhere. Okay, hold up. Let me go here. Oh, this is one of my favorite parts right here. Mike Figueroa actually broke this one down here. American Independent, Eric Bowler. This was October of 2018. Turning Point USA Executive Director Charlie Kirk seemed to be especially crushed by Swift's endorsement, taking to Twitter for an extended public meltdown on the subject, claiming that the global superstar had no idea of what she was talking about. He then continued his whining on Fox News, where he bitterly denounced the singer as a know-nothing charlatan. If she's a know-nothing charlatan, shouldn't you be able to do something that outdoes her action? Oh, she's so dumb because she got people registered to go vote. Okay, well, why don't you do better? Why don't you get more people registered to vote, especially younger people, 18 to 29? Republicans don't want to do that. And by the way, their president, Trump, said out of his own mouth, "I love the poorly educated," which basically means that the more educated you are, the less likely you're to vote Republican. Even if they don't vote Democrat, they might vote third party, whatever. And if you're that poorly uneducated, then, well, of course you're going to vote for the Trumps, the McConnells, the Bushes, the Cheneys, the Newt Gingriches and McCains and Romneys and people like that of the world. Goodness gracious. Oh, and here's one of my favorites right here. You might want to hear this one. Hold on.
people, but it wasn't people to vote. The National Republican Senate Committee literally issued a statement about this, condemning her, saying, if you haven't heard, multimillionaire pop star Taylor Swift came down from her ivory tower to tell hardworking Tennesseans to vote for Phil Bredesen. Yes, because the party who voted to cut the taxes of multimillionaires just like her a year earlier definitely care about the hardworking people of Tennessee. Give me a fucking break. But
I couldn't have said it better myself. Now, on a side note, Phil Bredesen, he was the Democratic governor of Tennessee up until about 2012, I want to say, maybe 2014. And then he ran for Senate in Tennessee in 2018 against Marsha Blackburn. Unfortunately, he didn't win that election. Marsha had won that. And so that's what that was referring to, is Taylor Swift came out to Tennessee to endorse Phil. And even though she got all those people registered to vote, he still didn't win. But that's okay. Effort means everything. So, I mean, that's about what I wanted to share for that. And I don't know, people. Again, here's my message right here. Democrats, you have to take advantage of this moment. Take advantage of this. This is the perfect time to, I'll cover this one in another video too. I have a list of at least 10 things that I propose that the Biden-Harris administration do, preferably via executive order. If we get these things done, Republicans will lose the next 20 elections. We have to, that's why we have to really get on it. And listen, while the Republicans want to sit there and talk about, you know, this culture war stuff and everything's woke and all that, they want to sit here and complain about Barbie and Black Mermaids and pick fights with Disney and talk all this about Bud Light and all this other stuff. Listen, while they're doing that, this is our opportunity to talk to voters, independent and undecided voters, about what is it that you want? What would you like to see done? How likely are you to vote for President Biden in 2024? Let's talk. Let's do kitchen table politics. Hey, we should decriminalize and legalize marijuana on the federal level. Let's do $15 minimum wage on the national level. Let's lower the Medicare age. Let's do tuition-free community college. Let's pull out of Ukraine, pull out of Iraq, pull out of Syria. This is the things that we need to be talking about. As much as we can enjoy a lot of the silliness going on the other side, we do have to be serious and stay focused here. So, but that's that. So kudos to Taylor Swift for registering all those people to vote. And again, just sitting here and laughing at the Republicans just for attacking her for doing that, because apparently she's able to do something that they're not able to do. And that's talk to people. And that's energize people. Republicans have no energy. They have no charisma, no platform. Right now, most of the Republicans running right now, their main thing is Biden is a communist. He's a socialist. He's a dictator. He's an authoritarian. He stole the election. He's a cheater. He's a crook. He's a criminal. He's a liar. Pelosi's in on it. People like Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton are running the show from behind the scenes. And Trump is still president. Even though when bad things happen, we're still going to blame Biden. Like the gas prices or the grocery costs. Even though Trump's president and Biden's not. But we're going to blame Biden for it just because he's in the office. But Trump's still president. But hey, let's attack Taylor Swift. Goodness gracious. Goodness. This is why politics has gotten so hilarious. Taylor freaking Swift. That's the new thing right now. Oh my goodness.